The Middle East conflict just took a dramatic turn. Iran is still launching missiles despite heavy airstrikes. Israel is escalating its military campaign, and a mysterious attack in Azerbaijan is raising a new question. Was Iran really responsible? The conflict involving Iran, the United States, and Israel is continuing to evolve, and new developments in the past few days suggest that the situation across the Middle East is becoming even more complex than initially expected. Military operations are still ongoing across several regions, with airstrikes, missile launches, and drone activity being reported almost daily. However, what is beginning to draw global attention are the unexpected developments that challenge some of the early assumptions about how this conflict is unfolding. One of the most discussed new incidents happened in Azerbaijan. A drone strike recently hit infrastructure near an airport in the Nakhchivan region of Azerbaijan, injuring several people and raising immediate concern about whether the conflict was expanding into new territory. Early reports from Azerbaijani officials suggested that Iran might have been responsible for the attack. But the situation quickly became more complicated. Iranian officials strongly denied launching any drones or missiles toward Azerbaijan. Tehran stated that Iran has no interest in attacking neighboring countries and insisted that the accusations were either mistaken or based on incomplete information. This denial has sparked debate among analysts and security experts. Some observers believe the incident could involve a third party attempting to widen the conflict. Others suggest the possibility of misidentified drones or weapons that may have originated from a different actor operating in the region. What makes the situation particularly sensitive is Azerbaijan's long-standing security cooperation with Israel, including military technology and drone systems. Because of that relationship, some analysts argue that incidents in the region can easily become politically charged and quickly escalate diplomatic tensions. At the moment, there is still no universally confirmed explanation for what exactly happened in the Azerbaijan incident. While that investigation continues, military activity across the broader region has intensified. In several Middle Eastern countries, air defense systems have been activated after waves of drones and missiles were detected crossing regional airspace. Military officials in multiple countries reported intercepting projectiles targeting strategic locations, including bases associated with U.S. military operations. Some reports indicate that dozens or even hundreds of drones have been used and coordinated attacks across different areas of the region. Analysts say this reflects a strategy designed to stretch defensive systems across a wide geographical area, forcing multiple countries to respond simultaneously. Despite facing heavy airstrikes from the United States and Israel, Iran has continued to demonstrate an ability to launch retaliatory attacks. Several waves of ballistic missiles have reportedly been fired toward Israeli territory and toward military installations connected to American operations in the Middle East. For military observers, this has become one of the most important developments in the conflict. Before the escalation began, some analysts believed that a large-scale air campaign might significantly weaken Iran's ability to conduct offensive operations in a short period of time. But recent events suggest that Iran's military infrastructure may be more resilient than many expected. A significant portion of Iran's missile capabilities is believed to be located in underground facilities, including hardened launch sites built deep beneath mountains or reinforced bunkers. These installations are specifically designed to survive aerial bombardment and allow missile forces to continue operating even under sustained attack. Because of this infrastructure, neutralizing Iran's missile network is considered extremely difficult. At the same time, Israel has reportedly begun preparing what some military sources describe as the second phase of its operations. This phase is believed to focus more heavily on underground missile facilities and long-range launch systems inside Iran. The goal would be to gradually degrade Iran's strategic strike capabilities over time. However, such operations are complicated and could take much longer than traditional air campaigns. Meanwhile, tensions are spreading beyond the main battlefield. Armed groups allied with Iran in the region have started increasing their own military activities. In Lebanon, the group Hezbollah has carried out attacks targeting Israeli positions near the border, leading to Israeli retaliatory strikes inside Lebanese territory. These exchanges raise the possibility that the conflict could evolve into a broader regional confrontation involving multiple fronts. Another factor increasing global concern is the potential impact on international energy markets. The Persian Gulf remains one of the most important energy corridors in the world. A large portion of global oil shipments passes through the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow maritime route that sits near Iran's southern coastline. If the conflict were to disrupt traffic through that strait, the consequences could be felt far beyond the Middle East. Energy prices could rise rapidly, global supply chains could be affected, and economies around the world might experience renewed volatility. For now, commercial shipping continues to operate in the region, but security alerts have increased, and several shipping companies are closely monitoring the situation. In Washington, officials have stated that U.S. military operations in the region will continue as long as necessary to protect American forces and strategic interests. Additional defensive systems have been deployed to several bases, and U.S. commanders are working with regional partners to strengthen air defense coverage. Israel has also maintained a high level of military readiness. Reserve forces have been mobilized, and air defense systems remain on constant alert as missile warnings continue to occur in various areas. But despite the intensity of these military operations, many analysts are beginning to acknowledge that the conflict may not have a quick or simple outcome. Iran is a large country with a population of more than 80 million people and a military structure that has been shaped by decades of regional tensions and sanctions. Over the years, the country has invested heavily in asymmetric strategies, including missile technology, drone warfare, and alliances with armed groups across the Middle East. These strategies are designed specifically to counter technologically superior adversaries. Because of that, several security experts now believe that even sustained air campaigns might not be enough to rapidly eliminate Iran's ability to project military power. Instead, the conflict could gradually shift toward a longer and more complex confrontation. There are several possible scenarios that analysts are discussing. In one scenario, Iran manages to withstand the current wave of military pressure and continues launching retaliatory attacks at a pace that makes a prolonged war increasingly costly for all sides. If that happens, Iran could emerge from the conflict with a stronger reputation for resilience in the region. Some regional actors might begin viewing Tehran as a power that successfully resisted a major military coalition, potentially increasing its influence across parts of the Middle East. In another scenario, the combined military capabilities of the United States and Israel gradually degrade Iran's strategic infrastructure, including missile facilities and command networks. If that effort succeeds, Iran's ability to conduct large-scale attacks could be significantly reduced. That outcome would shift the regional balance of power in a different direction. However, many experts caution that conflicts involving multiple regional actors rarely follow predictable timelines. The involvement of additional groups or countries could quickly change the dynamics. Unexpected incidents like the recent drone strike in Azerbaijan also demonstrate how easily the situation can become more complicated. Even a single disputed event can create new diplomatic tensions or open another front in the conflict. For now, the international community is closely watching how the next stage of the conflict unfolds. Diplomatic channels remain active, but military operations on the ground and in the air continue. Every new strike, every intercepted missile, and every unexplained incident adds another layer of uncertainty to an already volatile situation. What began as a direct confrontation between Iran and the U.S.-Israel alliance is increasingly becoming a wider regional crisis. And as new developments continue to emerge, one thing is becoming clear. The outcome of this conflict could shape the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East, and possibly the global balance of power for years to come.